Okay, okay, everybody. This is video number 2. This is a surprise for NASA and for the rest of the world. I was very lucky enough to have my home computer, which still had this on it, so I can actually, at any time from now on, because this computer is unknown to them. So basically, what you are actually seeing is what they have just hidden on Google Earth. I'm very sorry, world. I do apologise. It is my fault that this section of Google Earth has been covered over. I went public in regard to the lights that I found in this square. I always thought that if you're going to find life, the only way to find life was to look for light in dark places. So that's what I've been doing. Over 30 years I've been viewing images. I'll give you an example. The other day I viewed 9,000 Mars images. And actually I had a lucky score, which is, you'll actually read all the bulletins about on my channel. That one will be released very soon. It's being re-edited due to the fact that NASA has actually changed the description, and I would actually like to let everybody know in regard to what actually happened in regard to that. So yeah, here we go. So what I'm going to do, people, is I'm going to show you the last copy, or one of the last copies, because anybody that actually has not emptied their creche, and I'll tell you now, if you have this on your screen, do not empty your creche. You can see sections popping in and everything. That's why it's not normally visible to the naked eye. See, most craters, it just looks harmless. But if you start moving it around, you start to see these little spots inside the craters. And sometimes they're not actually craters. They actually seem to be hills and rises. What you're actually seeing here is I'm actually zooming in on a very light dot. Now, please notice it's actually extremely bright on my camera. The reason why it's extremely bright on my camera is I have increased the sensitivity for light by 3 times. As you can see by the pixelation, it's not a pixel image. When you zoom in on it, you can start to see the actual pixelations start to appear now. So what you're looking at is the actual genuine NASA image. Now, as you can see by this light, and I mean light, light suggests life, especially powered light. The star formation is the typical star formation of light that we all see when we look upon a light. It's the glare of the light shooting out in different directions, and our eye only recognizing certain parts of that, i.e. the camera does the same thing as our eye. And when the image is snap frozen, this is what you see when you see a picture of a light, especially from a distance. Now, NASA actually has the ability to zoom in on these images. You'll see that when I discuss in regard to what are they talking about, because they never went to the moon, and I can prove it, and that'll be proven in another case. I'm just an amateur astronomer. Okay, I have been doing 30 years of research with telescopes, any tool that I could use to view images. The net was my favourite tool. I have downloaded as many NASA images as I can over the years. I've seen some pretty freaky stuff, and I'm going to show it all to you. My channel is going to be the most talked about channel on the net, because I am revealing 30 years of research and hard thought research, and I've got the evidence to back all my research up, NASA. I.e. NASA, when we talk about, when you talk about a sepia image, make sure you look at the image before you say it. I'm not going to tell you the fault until we get up to that section of the tapes. And I'm going to rip your explanation that from changing the image in regard to the city on Mars that I have also found. I found lights on Mars as well, on the South Polar region, and it was a NASA image that I was just downloading looking for wallpapers, and I accidentally downloaded the correct image. I almost had a heart attack when I actually viewed it, because I put it up on a 106cm screen and I saw nothing but these lights The same thing. And you could tell it was Mars, everything, even their explanation. They're now stating that it's actually Earth and up in Siberia and all that. It's not. Now, what we're actually looking here is some kind of a building. You can just make out the side wall of the building down here. This is a shot. The camera must have picked this up at a slight angle. You can see the straight vertical wall, the horizontal roof, the straight down there, and then there's another building there. But the ironic thing is the actual shadow of this building. It's falling in the exact correct position as the sun is actually doing it, because it's in a perfect alignment with all the craters. So, and it's slightly off to the left, but it's still what they call perfect alignment. Now, if I just zoom across, there's another little, there's a couple here. Just everywhere you go within this section of the crater, this is why they have covered it up. Because when I discovered it, it was amazing. I found these everywhere, not just in a few places. As you'll see in this video, I'm going to randomly zoom out, all the way out, so far off the planet that I don't know where I'm going. Now I'm just going to pull it across, so we don't know where we're going. Now we're going back in. Hopefully we land on the square, which we have done. And here we go, there's one right there. As you can see, people, life is extremely abundant on the moon. That is another light. There is a series of lights near it. As you can see, they are lights, people. They are nothing but lights. You can start to see the makings of a small little city. Everything in the next video, I'll actually do a little bit more in regard to the buildings and things like that. Concentrate on the actual building shapes, everything, because I actually need my big screen on to actually recognise where they are. It's very hard to see through a little viewfinder. This one is mainly an introduction of myself. And people, my name is Anthony Avery. I'm an amateur astronomer. I'm studying to be a mechanical engineer. I have over 17 years in the educational system studying art. I studied painting for myself and sculpture for myself, but I studied photography, printmaking, filmmaking for one reason and one reason only, and that was to study UFO footage and strange phenomena, so that I can say yes or no whether they are fake. I wanted to be able to be the one that actually did all this. I never thought I'd be the one that actually made the find, but I just kept on looking, and I believe that's how I was able to actually finally make a find. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this video, people, and the next video won't be out for a little while. I'm just going to zoom in, just do one more zoom out to show you. I know where there is actually quite a lot of lights. Right down in this corner we're going. Right, I'm just going to quickly show you a little city. There's a little city down here. It's everywhere. Wherever we go here, I'm just going to quickly just zoom across. There's a building just there. This is enabled by my camera. My camera picks up grayscale perfectly. Look at the massive lights. They live on the side of the craters. I don't know why. I thought this was water originally, but I think there is ice. But I do also believe there are a series of lights there. But it's when we start to get over here, you can start to see the building lights. And lo and behold, hang on, we've got a smiley face here. You look at this, people. We've got a smiley face. Okay, it's not really a smiley face, it's just the way the lights are formed. But it's looked like a vehicle. I believe that's their vehicle. Where is it? That unit just there is their vehicle. And I believe these are lights. There are other lights around the crater as well. And you can clearly see them. They look to be extremely bright. There's another building there. And it's just, it doesn't matter where we go here. There's another vehicle or something. I don't know. I'm trying to work out what they actually are. I've been unable to actually work those out. But if we go across, just bear with me, folks. I've only got a couple of seconds of video left for this one, but I do want to show you a congregation of all these lights. You have to forgive the computer because the computer's trying to talk to Google Earth when these images are no longer there, so it's just basically, here we go, we've got some lights in a crater here. Okay, I'm running out of the 10-minute limit, so I'm shutting off right now, folks, and yeah, catch you in the next one. Bye. Okay, everybody, this is video number 2. This is a surprise for NASA and for the rest of the world. I was very lucky enough to have my home computer, which still had this on it, on my channel. That one will be released very soon. It's being re-edited due to the fact that NASA has actually changed the description, and I would actually like to let everybody know in regard to what actually happened in regard to that. So yeah, here we go. So I can actually at any time from now on, because this computer is unknown to them. So basically what you are actually seeing is what they have just hidden on Google Earth. I'm very sorry, world, I do apologise. It is my fault that this section of Google Earth has been covered over. I went public in regard to the lights that I found in this square. I always thought that if you're going to find life, the only way to find life was to look for light in dark places. So that's what I've been doing. Over 30 years I've been viewing images. I'll give you an example. The other day I viewed 9,000 Mars images. And actually I had a lucky score, which is you'll actually read all the bulletins about.